If you walk into my toy room today, you might think I've been collecting for a little while. The thing is, most of what you see in that room came from the beginning, when I was buying way faster than I am now. Late night scrolling, constant toy hunts, feeling like I had to walk out of a store with something for every toy hunt, and the one that I'm least proud of, using my kids as an excuse to justify buying something that I wanted. So somewhere along the way, I realized I needed rules. Not rules for all collectors, but for myself only. Because when I don't have a game plan, I'm pretty good at finding reasons to buy another action figure. Welcome to Agimat Collects. Let's unbox today's topic. Nine months isn't a long time to be collecting. I'm definitely not pretending I've figured everything out. If anything, these rules exist because I've already made enough mistakes to know what happens when I don't have them. When I first started, my plan was simple. G.I. Joe classified, that was it. I grew up with G.I. Joe. There was nostalgia there, and it felt like the perfect line to get back into toys with. But anyone who collects probably knows how this goes. You buy one line, then you see another figure that looks really good next to it. Then another company catches your attention. Someone posts something on a Facebook group. You watch a review, and then suddenly, your very specific collection starts looking like a buffet. So my first rule now is, stick to the lines I actually plan to collect. That doesn't mean I can never discover something new. Clearly I have. But I try not to open a new door just because one figure looks cool. Because one figure is really just one figure. You buy the knight, well, now the knight needs an enemy. Then you need another character so the shelf looks balanced. Before you know it, you're learning the entire lore of a toy line you didn't know existed 2 weeks ago. So now I try to ask myself, am I about to start a new line, or am I just reacting to the noise around me? At this point, I try to sleep through it, come back and see if I'm thinking about it days later. And if the interest is still there and the action figure is still available, then I'm probably meant to get that figure. And I'll be honest, a lot of the times I forget about the figure or I've changed my mind. Second rule I have is just keeping one copy of each figure. There are exceptions, of course. Some characters are designed to be army builders. Maybe there's something special that you want two of. I'm not trying to make this overly strict, but for me, one is usually enough. I don't need three because one stays in the box, one goes on the shelf, and one is supposedly an investment. I open my toys anyway. Once I have the character, I have the character. And that rule alone removes a lot of temptation, because sometimes we don't even want another copy. We just like knowing we found another one. And I definitely went through that feeling early on. The only time I'll ever get another copy is when these toys break. And with the way the kids and I play with them, that list of broken toys just keeps getting longer and longer. The third rule I have is, whenever possible, I prefer slow releasing toy lines. This one took me a while to figure out. G.I. Joe Classified is still important to me. It's the line that brought me back into collecting. But there are a lot of releases. New waves, exclusives, pre-orders, reveals. Eventually, I realized that even if I like something, I don't necessarily enjoy collecting at that pace. So I started falling towards smaller lines and companies that might only release a handful of figures throughout the year. For me, that pace is perfect. You buy something, you open it, you enjoy it, and you actually have the time to appreciate it before the next thing shows up. I realize I enjoy anticipation a lot more than constant availability. When something new arrives every week, eventually nothing feels new anymore. Again, this is just me. I love the line, but I've also learned that I can love and enjoy it without actually having the figures in my hand. Rule number 4, I don't chase variants, rarity, or the chase figure. And this is another easy rabbit hole. You already own the character, but now this version has a slightly different paint job, or this one was limited, or this one comes with an exclusive accessory, and suddenly the version you were perfectly happy with yesterday somehow feels incomplete. I try not to fall into that trap. If I like the normal version, I'm good. If a rare version happens to be the one I genuinely prefer, sure, I'll consider it. But I'm not gonna spend significantly more money just because somebody printed fewer of them. Rarity can change the market value of a toy, but it doesn't automatically change how meaningful that toy is to me. Which leads me to another rule I've had to learn. Rule number 5. A toy hunt does not have to end with a purchase. This is what I call FOWO, fear of walking out, which I talked more on my previous video, but I wanted to point it out here since I've learned that leaving empty-handed from a toy hunt can still be considered as a win. Now the next rule I have is the most personal one. Rule number 6. Not using my kids as the loophole. My kids genuinely enjoy the collection. They play with the toys. They know the characters. Most of my favorite memories from this hobby involves them. But early on, I caught myself using that as a justification. I always made an excuse that the kids will play with it, that they'll like the character, or that this could be for them too. Meanwhile, I was the one putting it in the cart. So now, I just try to be more honest with myself. If I want the toy, I want the toy. I don't need to blame my children for it. There's nothing wrong with buying something for yourself. The problem starts when you need to create a story just to make the purchase feel acceptable. And finally, rule number 7. I don't buy toys with an exit strategy. I'm not thinking about resale value. I'm not wondering whether something will become expensive later. I'm not keeping things sealed because maybe one day I'll make my money back. If I reach a point where I don't want something anymore, I'd rather donate it or give it to a kid in the family who will enjoy it. That changes the way I shop. The only return of investment I need from a toy purchase is joy, memories, and connections. That's it. And maybe that's the biggest thing I've learned after 9 months. Having rules doesn't make collecting less fun. For me, it actually protects the fun. Because I've already seen what happens when I jump in without a plan. The late night scrolling, the constant searching, buying just to buy. Watching the shelves fill faster than I could appreciate what was already on them. That's actually one of the reasons I started making these videos so early into collecting. I needed somewhere to put all that energy. Instead of constantly thinking about what toy I should buy next, I started thinking about why I wanted to buy it in the first place. And somehow, talking about collecting became one of the things that helped me slow down. These rules will probably change. Maybe a year from now, I'll add another one. Maybe I'll realize one of these don't matter anymore. But right now, they're my guardrails, not commandments. Just reminders I made after learning a little bit more about myself. Because responsible collecting isn't about reaching a point where you don't need rules. It's knowing myself well enough to understand which rules keep the hobby enjoyable. Thank you all for listening. That's all for now. And as always, collect responsibly.
Agimat collects, card by card.